boot-shaped peninsula and two large islands in the Mediterranean Sea, Sicily and Sardinia. It is bordered by Switzerland and Austria to the north, France to the west and Slovenia to the east, while the Italian city of Campione d'Italia, located on Swiss territory, is an Italian enclave. The independent countries of San Marino and the Vatican are entirely within Italian territory. Italy consists mainly of a large boot-shaped peninsula, which penetrates the Mediterranean. Between the Adriatic Sea, the Ionian Sea and the Tyrrhenian Sea, the Apennines form the backbone of the peninsula and reach the north where they join the Alps. There is also the large plain of the River Po. It also has two large islands, Sicily and Sardinia. The highest point is Mount Lefko with an altitude of 4,810 meters. But for Italy, the volcanoes of Mount Vesuvius near Naples and Mount Etna in Sicily are mainly known. The history of Italy covers the ancient period, the Middle Ages and the modern era. Rome was founded as a kingdom in 753 BC and became a republic in 509 BC. When the monarchy was overthrown in favor of a government of the Senate and the people. The Republic saw its fall after the assassination of dictator Julius Caesar. The Roman Empire later dominated Western Europe and the Mediterranean for many centuries, making immeasurable contributions to humanity. The Italian Renaissance spread to the rest of Europe, bringing a renewed interest in humanism, science, exploration, and art with the start of the modern era. By the mid-19th century, the Italian unification led to the establishment of an Italian nation-state. The new Kingdom of Italy, established in 1861, quickly modernized and built a large colonial empire, colonizing parts of Africa and countries along the Mediterranean. In World War I, Italy joined the Entente with France and Britain. Italian nationalists considered World War I a mutilated victory, and that sentiment led to the rise of the fascist dictatorship of Benito Mussolini in 1922. The subsequent participation in World War II with the Axis powers, together with Nazi Germany and the Empire of Japan, ended in military defeat, Mussolini's arrest and escape, and an Italian civil war between the Italian resistance and a Nazi-fascist puppet state known as the Italian Social Republic. Following the liberation of Italy, the fall of the Social Republic and the killing of Mussolini at the hands of the resistance, the country abolished the monarchy with a referendum, reinstated democracy, enjoyed an economic miracle, and founded the European Union, NATO, and the Group of Six. It remains a strong economic, cultural, military, and political factor in the 21st century. Italian cuisine developed through centuries of political and social change, with roots dating back to the 4th century BC. Italian cuisine was influenced by the cuisine of ancient Greece, ancient Rome, Byzantine, Jewish, Arabic, and Norman. Significant changes were made with the discovery of the New World and the introduction of new ingredients such as potatoes, tomatoes, peppers and corn, which were later established in the kitchen and introduced in large quantities in the 18th century. Italian cuisine is known for its variety locally, as well as its abundance in taste and spices. It is also the most famous in the world, with influences international. The gastronomy of the Italians has a very wide range. But let's get acquainted with some of the traditional dishes of Italian gastronomy. Carbonara. It is definitely the most famous and versatile pasta, with perhaps the most theories about its history and authentic version. The traditional recipe wants it to be made with lard, but today most people prefer to make it with pancetta cut into cubes or bacon. From pasta, the long bucatini or spaghetti goes well with it. while plenty of pepper and spicy parmesan or pecorino is the ideal finish together with egg, which some prefer to add raw, while others cook it with the rest of the ingredients for a few seconds. Pizza margherita. According to legend, this famous pizza with tomato, mozzarella and basil was first introduced in 1889 by Raffaele Esposito, who even dedicated it to Queen Margherita, hence the name. Its materials are not accidental, as their colors represent the colors of the Italian flag. It may seem a bit boring pizza compared to all the others, but its simplicity is what makes it stand out and remain unforgettable in our memory. Mozzarella, the most well-known type of dairy in Italy. Mozzarella is a soft cheese of Italian origin. It is made in southern Italy and in its original form is made exclusively from the milk of the local water buffalo, being a cheese with a protected designation of origin. However, it can also be made from cow's milk for mass consumption. Its color is usually creamy white and has a soft milk taste and characteristic smell, while it is quite malleable. Used in cooking, mainly as a pizza material. Traditions of Italy. Christmas Eve feast of the seven fishes known as La Vigilia. This observation celebrates the birth of Jesus at midnight, hence the widely attended tradition of midnight mass. Vowing not to eat meat until Christmas Day, many partake in the feast of the seven fishes, or Festa dei Sette Pesci. Hailing from southern Italy, the Feast of the Seven Fishes is more prominent with Italian Americans than with Italians. La Befana, in the same way that children expect Santa Claus to stuff their stockings with presents, Italian children look for the witch, La Befana, in Italian, to fill their shoes with gifts and candies. The difference is that Italian children wake up to presents on January 6th instead of Christmas morning. Easter, Paschetta, in Italian. Easter Monday usually brings families together for picnics and outings. Family life is a founding principle for Italians, so it should come as no surprise that the beginning of spring is celebrated with loved ones. Venice's Carnevale also happens around this time of year. Italians party and dress up in preparation for Lent, the 40 days leading up to Easter, when they will be expected to fast or abstain from treats and sweets. Michelangelo di Lodovico Buonarroti Simone was born on March 6, 1475 and died on February 18, 1564, better known as Michelangelo's. He was an Italian sculptor, painter, architect and Renaissance poet who practiced the incomparable development of art. Today he is recognized as one of the most important creators in the history of art. He has done many important works and paintings. One of them is the conversion of St. Paul, the creation of Adams, the Second Coming 1534-1541 wall of the sanctuary of the Sistine Chapel, Pieta, Tomb of July B. Rome. The Sistine Chapel or Sixtus Chapel is a chapel of the Apostolic Palace, the official residence of the Pope, in the Vatican City. The original Great Chapel was renovated in 1477 to 1480 by Pope Sixtus IV, to whom it owes its name. Since then, the Sistine Chapel has become a place for religious and administrative activities. In our time it is the meeting place of the Association of Cardinals for the election of the new Pope. The fame of the chapel is due to the frescoes that adorn its interior, primarily of Michelangelo's, who painted its roof 1508 to 1512, and the wall of the altar. As early as the 1st century AD, Rome had become the largest and most developed city in the world. The ancient Romans discovered new technologies to improve the city's sewer system, roads and buildings. They developed a system of aqueducts that supplied fresh water to the city and built sewers that removed the city's waste. Italy has a long tradition in science and technology. dating back to the Renaissance and the Roman era. Over the centuries, Italy has advanced into the scientific community, which has produced many important inventions and discoveries in biology, physics, chemistry, mathematics, astronomy, and other sciences. Leonardo da Vinci was trained to become a painter, but his interests and achievements spread to an astonishing variety of fields which are now considered scientific specialties. He conceived ideas that were far ahead of his time. In particular, he invented concepts for the helicopter, an armed combat vehicle, the use of concentrated solar energy, the calculator, a basic theory of tectonic plates, the double hull, and much more, inspired by Chinese ideas. In addition, he greatly advanced the fields of knowledge in anatomy, astronomy, civil engineering, optics, and hydrodynamics. One of his most important works is in history, while his Secret Supper is the most reprinted official religious painting, and his design, which became known as the Vitruvian Man, is a famous cultural symbol. The Galilean scientist Galileo is called the first modern scientist. His work is an important break from that of Aristotle and medieval philosophers and scientists. Galileo's achieved improvements to the telescope, various astronomical observations, and an initial formulation of the first and second laws of motion. Galileo, with his own telescope, first observed craters, mountains, and plains on the surface of the moon. He discovered that the moon always points its same hemisphere towards the Earth. According to legend, Galileo, leaving the sacred examination, insisted on his point of view, exclaiming, "And yet he moves." 2. Music of Italy. Music and dance have always formed an important part of Italian culture and folklore. Italian music takes different forms ranging from opera to folk music over popular music and religious music. Religious music, the scale, was invented as early as the end of the 10th century by Benedictine monk Guido of Arezzo. He named the notes using the initial syllables of the first 6 lines of John the Baptist's hymn. One of the most prolific composers of religious music was Giovanni Pierluigi da Palestrina, c. 1525 to 1594, who marked the golden age of polyphony. Opera is the birthplace of opera. Italy counts many magnificent, historic opera houses, many of which are still in operation today. Folk music. Italian folk music exhibits no homogeneous character, but reflects the history, language, and ethnic composition of specific areas of Italy. It is a perfect reflection of Italy's geographic position and the historic dominance of small city-states. Dance in Italy. Traditional Italian dances are hard to find in Italy in general. The top 3 are the tarantella from Puglia, the Sardinian ballottando, brown dance, and the Neapolitan saltarello. Latin dancing is very popular all over Italy, and there are plenty of places to learn or just dance the ta, mumba, etc. Also, ballroom dancing is very popular.